So last week Dark Water got a 10 out of 10, and this week we have the second part, which had Cybermen, Missy doing Mary Poppins, Cyber Brigadier, Cyber Danny, and Santa. Right, as soon as we start off, I want to talk about the whole Clara pretending to be the Doctor thing. It was a good lie, and Jenna Coleman really does it well, but surely the Cybermen would have found out when they scanned her. And the fact that it was all a lie and they put Jenna Coleman's name first and hurt Clara's eyes instead of the Doctor's eyes. Why, if it was just a lie, didn't really have any point. But anyway, Peter Capaldi does an excellent job, as always. The scene where he's like punching the TARDIS console when he found out Missy was lying. He's not even speaking yet, I can tell how he's feeling. Clara, played by Jenna Coleman, she does a good job as well. And Samuel Anderson as Danny. I haven't really felt many people had tried to do well as Peter Capaldi or Michelle Gomez, but he definitely does, because he's basically got us. First half he's acting confused, then when we see him as a Cyberman he's got to act sad and he wants it to end, and then last time he acts like emotionless, and he really can do all of those things. Missy, played by Michelle Gomez. Wow. She does a great job. I mean, she can play the psychotic master as well, especially in the scene where she's gonna kill Osgood. She really sells it, and when she kills Seb, it's like those bit in films when the bad guy kills off one of his henchmen he finds incredibly annoying. And Osgood's death scene, Ingrid Oliver played Osgood. She did well with the screen time. So did Gemma Redgrave as Missy, or Kate even. But what happened to the Zygons from Day of the Doctor? Did they get capped? Did they put them in a prison? Did they go home? What? That's never resolved. And Colonel Ahmed, played by Sanjeev Baxter. Well, let's just say he doesn't really do much. All he does is talk to the Doctor, salute, say, "Oh my god, the Cybermen can fly, they're on the plane," and then he gets pulled out of the plane. That's all he really does. Stephen Moffat wrote this episode and Rachel Talalay directed it like there was last week, and they both do a good job, especially Rachel Talalay, because that directing looks so unique and so cinematic. And Jeremiah Craig played the Cybermen, and the scene where they're crawling out the graves, he managed to make it look so good. He managed to actually make it have personality and not one of those generic scenes. And Nicholas Briggs does the voices. Man, the Cybermen don't really speak now, but when they do, their new voices are really good. And this episode is good. The plot is pretty followable for most season finales, and the Brigadier as a Cyberman, it makes sense that he wouldn't be sort of like the fact that he's a Cyberman. He would be one of those people that could overcome the emotional inhibitor and all that. And the effects, the CGI is brilliant. The flying Cybermen, we should really be calling them Cybermen / Iron Men. The similarities are outstanding. When they're flying, the bit on the plane, the exploding plane, and the Doctor free falling into the TARDIS, that was just brilliant. And the practical effects as well, especially the plane blowing up. It's just amazing. And that goodbye scene in the cafe. Well, let's talk about Danny's final scene. His send-off, he did a good job, and here's a reasonable send-off considering he's a one series character and then dies. It is a great send-off. Osgood, well, she was just the red shirt, but she had personality. And she really did. That scene was amazing. Like, Missy skipping from 7 to 3 just to build up tension was actually quite good. And she's one of those villains that like to play with their victims and sort of taunt them before they get killed. And the Clara and Doctor goodbye scene. Oh my god. I don't really think there's ever been a Clara Doctor relationship when the lying is the thing that drives them apart, because Clara's lying about Danny and Doctor was lying about finding Gallifrey. But saying that was the highlight of the episode, but Clara is back at Christmas, so I don't know if they're going to do anything then, or that's just a Christmas present. But are they going to do something in Christmas if Clara's back at Christmas and this is a goodbye scene? What? I really do want to know. And that end scene with the Doctor and Santa. Have got some words for it. Wow. Just wow. To be honest, after they did Robin Hood, I was wondering what sort of character everybody thought wasn't real. What would they do next? And they decided Santa, who's going to be played by Nick Frost. Can't wait to see it. Really can't. Because it is a great sort of image seeing Nick Frost as Santa. But then again, going back to the actual episode, why was Colonel Ahmed introduced if he was just going to be in it for about 5 minutes? There wasn't really any point. They might as well have got some random soldier. Like the general from, or those 2 soldiers from Sontaran Stratagem and Poison Sky. Why didn't you get one of those people? Because or one of them like them, because we didn't really know them when they were only in it for 1 episode. And or the American one from Stolen Earth. He died, and just introduce a new character if you're gonna do that. Like, don't need a guest star for that. But all this was basically for Missy to give the Doctor an army. My god. Only Missy would think of something like that. And to be honest, when the Doctor said you win and he was about to kill her, this is a Stephen Moffat plan, and I quote, "Supervillains do not die." So I have a funny feeling that if the reaction to the Master regenerating into a female is negative, she's going to be killed off and regenerate into a man. But if it's positive, which I think it is, she'll come back as Missy, probably. And the Doctor saluting the Brigadier at the end, nice payoff. It was a nice payoff, but what happened to the half-faced man jumping off the escape pod in Deep Breath? Are we gonna find out what happened to him if he pushed or jumped? I have a funny feeling that's going to be saved for something like the Christmas special or Series 9 when something bigger is going to happen. And that's about it. I liked this episode. It was good, and I give it a 10 out of 10, which overall gives Dark Water and Death in Heaven a 20 out of 20. See you next time for the Christmas special.